Well, hello everybody, it is Brad.
And I'm Krista.
I think I messed up the way I said hello.
Start again. Start
Well,
over.
hello everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Krista.
With the Big Family Homestead.
You know, it's not like we've never done this before.
I was like, blue, 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 blue.
We've been saying the same intro, I think, probably for the last 2 or 3 years.
So, today we're going to be making pitas and hummus, but since this has come up, should we change the intro? What do you guys think?
No, we can't do it that way. I am in a routine on this is how we do it, and you cannot change it.
do it.
We fear change.
No, I don't. You do.
I wasn't including you in this.
All of your multiple personalities.
We are legion.
We are legion. Call us many.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
today
goodness.
we're going to be making pitas and hummus.
This is one of our favorite snacks that I don't make very often because
It's piddly.
it's time consuming.
Yeah.
So, am I too loud?
I'm checking. You go ahead.
Okay. But anyhow, this is the kids, and we all love pitas and hummus, and we use the pitas for sandwiches. And I was trying to make honey wheat pitas today. He wouldn't let me.
Why does she always try to take something that tastes
And
really,
try and
really
make it
good?
healthy.
Because they don't go together. If you want to eat something healthy, have an apple. Eat a carrot.
Ever.
Eat a carrot. Don't take something that's delicious like pizza and make like wheat bread pizza.
Or cauliflower crust.
Oh gosh, no.
Okay, time out. You've never tried it. Neither have I. So
But I got my Kool-Aid, and that's what's important.
And he says that he doesn't like change.
I didn't say
Go
that.
figure. Yes, you did.
I said I like change.
No, that's what I meant.
You said you don't like change.
I don't like change.
You're-
He likes change.
you're already
However, I
discombobulated.
can't change the white to wheat
No.
flour or the crust to cauliflower. And
No. Some things you got to be OCD on and stand your ground. Stand your ground.
I don't think that's one of them.
We're making pitas like the regular way. Stand your ground.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that too.
Yeah.
So, well, how do you want to start today, baby?
You know, I hadn't gotten to that part yet.
I kind of figured.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
And
I
your,
do.
And your iPad's not on.
Oh, criminy.
Go ahead. We'll wait.
Okay. Yes, you will.
She likes to see the comments over there.
Yes. Well, I also like to make sure that the stream is running properly.
Well, I can already do that.
Oh, can you now?
I'm watching it right now.
Whatever.
I am. So, well, hello to everybody. Mike DeFazio.
Look at this. Look at
Miles,
this ad.
Linda, Talia, Heather, Lisa, Nebo.
The ad that just popped up
What are you doing?
the ad is for the Victory Tower in the Army, which is what our son Jonathan is doing this week.
He's doing this week. Yeah, and you don't think that your smart devices listen to you?
They
and
totally listen.
They mark it exactly because we haven't searched the Victory Tower.
Nope.
But we've talked about it a lot, and lo and behold, those are the ads that pop up.
Yes.
Hey, Old Glory Farm. Hi, guys.
Hi, Peggy.
All
How's
right.
it going?
Sandy,
I sent you a
Phoebe.
message. All right, I gotta get some hot water here.
Looks like you switched over to the 32-degree Kool-Aid. Did you know that there are 22 flavors of Kool-Aid?
21.
21?
21. That's what you said.
And I know this because this is actually not bad for me because I use stevia to sweeten it instead of sugar. And so all Kool-Aid really is just citric acid and pretty much
Food coloring.
Then this is water and stevia is not a sugar, so it's actually not so bad.
Yeah.
And then I can drink all the water I want because it doesn't taste like water.
Well, and so, you know, like the Crystal Light things that you've seen
Those
that are
are
no sugar,
Yeah,
they
they're-
have artificial sweeteners in them, like sucralose and
Right.
aspartame, which are cancer-causing. And this
Stevia is a plant.
Stevia is a plant, so that's
Yep.
the awesome part.
So which one are you going to start with?
I'm going to start with the pitas
Holy pitas.
because they take some time.
I'm here to help.
Whop!
I'm here to help.
Oh, can you reach the
bunny
freezer?
foo-foo,
I forgot the yeast.
hopping through the forest. I'll get it. Scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Whoever thought that was a good kid song?
That's a horrible song. And you know what? I think it stands for
derived
something.
from?
Yeah, it stands. It's.
I can't stand it.
I don't know. My sister and I used to sing it in the car all the time when we were driving. Really strange.
Scooping up the field mice and popping them on the head.
Right.
And then what is, down comes the good fairy. And she said, little
Okay.
Sorry,
It's,
done.
that's like one of those, one of those songs that never stops.
This is the song that never ends. Sorry. Okay, you're making the pitas first.
I'm gonna try.
Well, why don't you tell them what's in the pita?
All right, the pitas are very simple ingredients, which we really like. I don't like complex recipes because, you know what, we have a big family, we have a lot to do on the farm. I want food fast. So, the pita, what we're gonna start with is a sponge. Okay, stop it.
I didn't do nothing.
You're making faces over here.
I was actually not. I was trying to smile.
Okay.
Holy wow, you're
Fine.
touchy. I'll just drink my Kool-Aid and shut up, be in the corner. Just don't hit me again. Not on camera this time. I don't think I can take it emotionally. Why don't you make your sponge,
You're
baby?
going to make pitas here in a
You're
second.
gonna make a sponge.
I'm going to go cry in the corner.
Oh, please.
Anyway, so we're going to start with a sponge, and with that, we need 1 cup of warm water, 1 package of the active dry yeast, or it's 2 1/4 teaspoons, and 1 cup of flour. So I'm going to start with our yeast. Now I have a tablespoon here, so I kind of guess on that looks like a 2 1/4 teaspoons.
Show them in the.
Oh,
too
sorry.
late.
Here, I can do it here. See?
Oh, it's
I don't have the
you
camera
don't-
set up.
Jeez, oh, Pete, that was the one thing. Just the
Oh.
one thing.
Yeah, one thing, right?
One thing. There's your straw.
Close
Look
enough.
at your straw.
I'll move my straw.
Alrighty.
Okay, so this is what
Yeast.
approximately 2 1/4 teaspoons looks like, because 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon.
In you go. In you go.
In you go. And I'm reusing my dirty bowl from before, so forgive me.
Oh, they don't understand if they don't know that you've made 3 stages.
I've already
of this.
made 2 batches
You
already.
gotta explain.
Sorry.
The
Okay.
splaining.
Yeah, so it's just the same recipe. And I've got 1 cup of warm water and 1 cup of flour. And I do use bread flour, but I use bread flour for pretty much everything.
You can use all-purpose.
You
though,
can use
right?
all-purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
And just mix this up. And you're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes
Can you
until it
scooch
gets
that
nice
a
and
little more?
bubbly.
There we go. There we go, Mama. Thank you. You're gonna let it sit for 15 minutes
15 minutes.
till it gets bubbly.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. Now, what are we supposed to do for the next 15 minutes?
You can sing another song.
Bunny foo, foo, I don't wanna see you scooping up the. But then what's the good fairy do? She gives them 3 chances. I'm gonna give you 3
Right, they
chances.
go through 3 times.
And then they go through it again.
She turns him into a goon.
A goon. That's right. Poof, you're a goon. And what's a goon? I don't know. What you looking for, baby?
My marbles.
Have you found?
I've lost them today.
I've lost my marbles. So what's next? Do you have the stage 2 prepared?
I do have stage 2, but do we want to do this out of order?
Why don't you go ahead and start the pitas now, or the hummus? Because the hummus will take no time.
Okay.
So that's step 1. Going to actually switch gears and make the hummus.
Okay. I can do this.
Jules up says, I've never made anything with yeast. It intimidates me.
Don't let it.
Don't let it push you
Don't
around.
let it, because what you should normally what you do, not normally, because I very rarely do it, proof your yeast first. So you're going to start with, like I did with the sponge, okay? I've got yeast, water, and flour. If your yeast and flour, water, blah, starts to get bubbly, then you have active yeast.
Right.
That way then, the rest of your recipe goes. If you don't prove your yeast is active and alive before you start, you've wasted all this time and money for a big brick.
A brick.
And that was the mistakes, one of the many mistakes I made when I started making bread.
Don't let it push you around, Jules. Don't let it.
Don't let it.
Push back.
Exactly.
Yeast will not be able to stand your attack. It will not.
Right, exactly.
It will not.
I'm going to heat this up.
Mike says jazziness is still playing. Oops, I should turn that off.
Thanks for letting us know, Mike.
Yeah, it could be the perpetual jazz tune. All right. So what are you working on over there, sister?
I'm heating up the cast iron pan.
We got to tell. Got to tell.
Well, they don't need to know that I'm heating up the cast iron pan.
Well, do you want the hot plate over here?
Huh? No.
That.
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Because remember I had said I was going to heat it up over there and then
Pitas,
bring
yeah.
it here.
So now, okay, here we're gonna settle the myth right out of the gate. Garbanzo beans and chickpeas are the same exact creature. I had to look it up because I didn't know, and basically it just depends on what part of the globe you're in that they call them either chickpeas or garbanzo beans. So you need to give them the recipe.
I will. You need 1 can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you have, whatever you guys call it in your neck of the woods. Not cut yourself.
Kathy Bull says, my grams taught me to put a pinch of sugar or a dollop of honey in the water when proofing. That's basically what you're doing there, Kathy, is you're giving the yeast something to eat.
Right.
It will eat the sugar that's in the sugar or the honey, and so it's doing the same thing. It's proofing it. You're just making sure that it is alive.
Right, and that those yeasts eat that honey or sugar, but they don't need that. With the flour, there's yeast, there's sugars in the flour, so that it's going to eat that too. So, okay, what I'm going to do, you can start with dry beans. That just takes a really long time. So I have
Wet beans.
canned beans.
Because they're already cooked.
I bought the organic kind because there's less junk in them. So it's just salt, water, and beans. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to reserve this liquid for our hummus. So I'm straining this into another bowl.
Yeah, you're not just ditching it.
Right.
Are these keto friendly? Ha ha ha. Okay, so TNR is the answer as you're doing your what? You
Nothing.
look lost, baby.
No, I'm just looking at my recipe.
Okay. TNR says, for years I used to buy those tiny packets of yeast, didn't have good results. Now you buy the 1 pound packages and keep them in the freezer, and
Yes.
they work great.
Exactly. I never had good luck with those little packages because they're left out on the shelf forever.
And you don't know how long they've been there?
Right, and they're not vacuum sealed like the 1 and 2 pound packages, which is what we always buy.
Of course, we go through a lot of bread.
We do. We go through. I go through a 2 pound package of yeast in what, 6 months?
Yeah, I'd probably say.
Yeah, which that's a lot of yeast. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take these drained garbanzo beans, chickpeas. I don't know, what should we call them? Garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
And pour it into the blender. That one, oh, it's just the skin.
That one's
That's
there.
funny.
She's found the ever elusive albino garbanzo bean.
Okay. Now what I need is a 1/2 cup of this liquid to blend. Sorry, I got thrown off guard today. I don't have everything prepared.
Looks like that's almost all the liquid.
Pretty much.
So you could have just dumped it right back
I
in.
could have, but
All right.
I want to follow the recipe so that it's not,
Yeah. She
Okay.
is sometimes a measurer and sometimes not.
When I've not made a recipe in a long time, then I will follow the recipe.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need a 1/4 cup of olive oil.
Hey, there's Bradley Christensen. I work at Thrive Life HQ. Just wanted to say, enjoy
cool.
watching you guys. So much positive energy and fun. Thanks for the office entertainment. Well, Bradley, I think I've actually talked to you.
You're allowed to watch us while you're working?
I'm going to tell the boss.
Oh.
I'm going to tell him. I've got the email out right now.
Oh, come on now.
No, I would not.
Leave him alone.
I would not. But we love our Thrive Life foods. That is a
Yes.
fact, Jack.
Yes.
Yep.
We do.
Matter of fact, we got to make our order for our free goodies, and I'm hoping to do that sooner than later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and yesterday I made up Grace's food with the Thrive Life ingredients.
She did. Yep.
Bunch.
Well, and side note thing, if you don't know, our daughter Grace eats through a G-tube. And she used to get pneumonia 6 times a year, pretty much all the time, because she would aspirate her food and then get sick. And they were feeding her sugar water. with like
Oils
Pediasure.
and
And basically when we started moving here, she got raw milk from our cow. Mom would make yogurt, but then we started taking our Thrive Life freeze-dried foods, and she'd grind them into oblivion, into like powder. So you'd have strawberries and spinach and eggs and all that stuff. She'd make a full whole diet and mix that in with her yogurt and milk. She's the only one in our family who's not gotten sick in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff.
Yeah. And we went to the GI doctor yesterday to make sure her G-tube was the right size and all that jazz. And I told her all of the stuff that I do. She was very impressed.
Right.
You know, the fact that Grace hasn't been sick in several years since we started doing this. And she was super happy.
That's funny.
What?
Steve Ganink, he says, I never listen to you while I'm working.
Ever.
Mike says too, same thing. I'm not working.
Nice.
You guys, well, we're grateful.
That's what headphones are for, right?
We're grateful.
All right, so we've got our garbanzo beans, our reserved liquid from the can, and if you cook up your garbanzo beans from dried, reserve that cooking liquid. Now I'm going to take the equivalent to 6 cloves of garlic.
Yummy.
And I'm going to put that in there.
Bring it on.
Not exactly sure.
Bring the thunder, mama. That might be
it.
That might be it, pretty much.
It's going to be very garlicky.
It'll be garlicky.
Alrighty. Okay, now let's go ahead and add our cumin.
How much cumin?
Oh, 1/4 teaspoon. I can't read it. I made the font pretty big too.
Yep.
So.
Let's see. Alrighty.
And where's my tahini?
Right here. And for those who do not know, tahini is...
Ground sesame seeds.
Ooh, you're going to have to mix that.
I know. May I have one of the white spoons?
There you go. Need me to...
You cranked it down.
I didn't touch it.
I had it
It's brand new.
I opened it.
Woman. Jeez, oh, Pete's, man. All right. Uh-oh, Becky's not working either. That's good to know. Same with Jules.
That's great. You guys are awesome.
Hey, Mama Hatch. Hello from Alberta. Keep it coming, says Phoebe. Cumin.
Uh-huh.
You didn't,
I got it.
She's not tracking.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention.
She's not tracking. Oh, actually, there's a question from earlier. Mama Hatch 7. For your cream of soup mix, do you use instant or non-instant powdered milk?
For what?
Cream of soup mix.
I actually use the Thrive Life instant milk. I don't use the non-fat because it's gritty.
Yeah.
But the Thrive Life instant milk is perfect.
Yep. Phoebe, yeah. There's another Canadian in the house. Yay! Okay, how much of that do you put in?
1/4 cup to begin with.
And why to begin with?
Because we're going to make a different thing after.
A different thing?
A different thing. Oh,
Okay.
It's so nutty.
It's nutty?
It's
well,
nutty.
That's because it's made of sesame seeds.
Joke.
Ooh, that smells so good, actually. It almost has a peanut butter kind of smell to it.
Right.
That is really
Real nice.
real nice.
All right. I made a mess.
Hummus puts the humming in hummingbirds.
That's funny.
Yep.
All right.
Hi, Carla. She's here from Missouri.
Oh, very cool. All right, I'm going to turn this on so it's going to be loud. Do you want to mute my... Okay.
It should be all right.
You're going to blend this until it's smooth.
Now, how much... You didn't put any salt in.
You're right, I didn't.
You're going to need that, I think.
Yep, I'll do that in a minute.
I got to keep you on
gotta
track
keep me straight here.
Got to keep you straight.
All right, so maybe a pinch?
I thought it said 1/4 teaspoon.
It doesn't actually say anything.
I'd say, yeah, 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
That'll work.
Woohoo! Sarah says, today is my second week taking Moringa. Yes.
Yes, I hope
I
that's
can
making
tell
a difference.
big difference already.
Good.
It's changed my life, Sarah.
Good.
You know, I'm not a doctor, so
Ooh.
I can't really comment from a medical standpoint other than, heck, it works for me. Mm-hmm. Yep. What you got? What you got?
Stuff and things.
And that's it.
For now.
For now? What do you mean for now?
Well, I have to blend. I have to do something else.
What do you do?
I have to blend some more. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right.
This is what happens on a professional show, people.
Yeah, right.
This is the.
Okay.
Well, I guess you were getting what you paid for.
I forgot the lemon juice.
Ha! I knew it.
I stuck it over there.
How much is a smidgen? It's a little bit more than a scotch.
Scotch.
A scotch.
All right, so this is a 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
That should have gone earlier.
That should have gone in there earlier. Quit making fun of me.
I'm not making fun. I just think it's funny to see when you kind of get out of your element.
Because I wasn't prepared ahead in time.
It's a bit more than a tad bit. It's a tidbit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That looks pretty runny, baby.
It does look runny. I followed the recipe too.
This is live TV, people. Live TV.
Chickpeas, 1/2 cup of water, 1/4 cup of oil, garlic, cumin, 1/4 cup of each of the tahini and the lemon juice until it's creamy. That's what it
It's
says.
creamy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess from England, how are you? Becky Phillips says, question above. I'm not seeing a question.
I just unplugged myself.
You were just all over the place today.
I'm all over the map today.
You're all over the place. Let's see. I'm looking for a question. I'm not seeing it, so you may have to retype it. Becky Phillips says, I'd like to say I'm a pretty advanced cook, but yeast is super intimidating, like the other person said. I know bread makers can make huge and bulky. What do you think about that? Okay, we have had a bread making machine in the past, and we hated it.
Hated it.
All it made was these like bricks that were not right.
Yeah.
And I'll let you speak for yourself, but from my standpoint, watching your evolution in terms of learning how to make the bread, it didn't happen overnight. But then one day when shooting at some food, went up through the ground, came a bubbling crude, right? No, that's a whole different story. But one day, I think it was, you got the temperature of the water right, and you waited for the yeast and then rise times. And then it was all of a sudden, it was like a switch got flipped.
Well, it's also the looks like soup. It's also it's science, honestly. It's the process from start to finish on making sure you have enough water for the amount of flour that you have. You can't add too much flour. If you add too much flour because you think it's sticky, it makes more bricks. You have to be patient when adding your flour. You add a little bit at a time.
See, did you taste it?
I did. It tastes good.
It's just really thin.
Yeah, here.
Let's see.
I mean, I can grind up the other can of garbanzo beans and put it in there.
That's dang good.
I think I'm going to do that.
That's dang good.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler Woods. Bread makers are great for making masonry projects.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yep. Ooh, that is super garlicky, though. Whoa.
I'll add the other can of green bean, garbanzo beans. Okay, so
Man.
2 cans of garbanzo beans. Correct your recipe. I've made hummus before. Honestly, I've never made this recipe before.
All right. It's not going to fit in your bowl now.
No, I know it won't. I know.
I know.
As Ruth always says.
Yeah, Ruth does that.
I know.
And you're telling her, you need to make sure you clean up your room before you go outside to play.
I know.
Hey, Ruth, did you just get a cut on your knee? I know.
She actually got a really bad cut yesterday on her finger.
Oh, yeah, we had to use super glue in the whole thing. Yep. The dog was running and ended up breaking a
iced tea jug.
Iced tea jug that was outside.
Which was brewing my sweet tea.
She got cut.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to put this back in.
Sounds like a bread machine would frustrate me to the point of recreating that one scene in Office Space where the bat's in the fax machine. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Yep.
Is there enough salt in it?
I would say
No?
no. But that's just me.
Okay.
But the garlic in there is, whoa, yeehaw.
I like it.
Saddle up your horses.
I like it. Get some more salt.
Okay. I make hummus from pinto beans and add cilantro and lime. That sounds actually pretty dang good.
That does sound good.
Yeah. Way to go, Ruth J. Just gave us another idea.
Uh-huh.
Little bunny passing through the forest.
You're so funny.
Scooping up the field.
All right. Oh, it didn't get all the salt there. That's funny.
Hello. Says, do you ever add any dried parsley? As a chef, I've been making hummus for over 30 years. Cool.
Oh, very cool.
You can tell us what we're doing wrong there, bro. Or ma'am, whichever you prefer, or are. I've tightened it up by adding some dried parsley and let it sit in the fridge. Sandy. Oh, it's Sandy. I could have read the rest of the comment and then I would have known. So, that's an interesting thing. Dried parsley. You know, I've never heard of dried parsley being in hummus, but you've been doing it for 30 years.
Yep.
We have some right over there.
I know.
You could maybe take a little bit and see.
There's a better consistency.
Yeah. Salsa requires lots of garlic. 1 clove, ... They must have meant bulb. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the truth. Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, that's one thing I very rarely measure. I just put garlic into just
Taste.
about everything.
Michelle Connolly, garbanzo beans and chickpeas are exactly the same thing.
Yes.
It just depends on what part of the globe you're in, what they call it.
Yeah.
Same legume.
Yep, same critter.
Same legume.
All right.
Little Bunny Fufu's song stuck in her head. Sorry, Laura.
Way to go.
Down came the good fairy.
Stop now.
Well, what's another one? There's all those songs when you're a little kid. Tons of them. Is it better?
Salty.
You got a salty bite? Let's mix that up.
Paste, it's not smooth enough.
Well, let's try the dried parsley thing.
Yep. No, I mean smooth enough, not...
I think it's good. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, the bunny.
All right.
Well, we could make it worse. Who
By doing
watched
what?
Lamb Chop when you were a kid?
Oh, don't do that.
Nobody know? Does everybody know the Lamb
Please
Chop
don't
song?
do that.
What? That one's even better.
No.
This is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
Killing the
Some
smalls.
people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that da-da-da-da. Yep. Alrighty. This could be not one of our most stellar performances in terms of live cooking in front of you.
You told me that I should use this recipe
Do you wanna
instead
use
of the other one. I used all my garbanzo beans.
I think we have some chickpeas downstairs.
No, we don't.
I think so. Well,
Anyway, we're going to move on to the pitas.
let's do a better job with the pitas, and we'll make up for that.
Sounds good.
Because I don't know if I would pay for that in a store.
I'd be pretty ticked.
I would really be irritated if I gave like $4 for that, and you got it home, and it was like, what is this? It was found in a diaper somewhere from the Middle East.
That's not funny.
No.
All right.
Lamb chop. Yeah.
Let me clean up this mess so we can make our pitas.
It's the small world after all.
Not another
There we go.
one.
Another song. Dun, dun, tsh. She's about lamb chop.
All right. Put this over here on the way.
Lamb chop was fun. I don't remember Mr. Rogers singing anything.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Did he sing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the neighbor song, won't she be?
My neighbor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now I've made a complete mess of the kitchen. It's all right.
On a recipe that should have taken like 2 seconds. Just grind it up.
I know.
Grind it up.
I know. All right, let me move this over here and this over here.
All right. We're going to be making pitas. Well, rather,
Okay, that
I'm going to
sounds
be
hot.
sitting here watching the computer while Mama's making pitas.
All righty. So our sponge has proofed
Show them.
for longer than 15 minutes, but that's okay. What are you doing with that?
I'm going to show them the sponge.
That's not the sponge. That's the hummus, you goof. All right.
There's a hole in the bucket.
Here is our sponge.
Oh, yeah, you can
See
see
how
the
nice
bubbles?
and bubbly it is? That's what you want. Now to this, we're going to add some stuff and things.
Stuff and things?
Yep, as soon as I can find them.
Oh, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There you go. They're coming up with all these songs that are just super addictive.
There's a hole in the bottom of the sea?
That must be from overseas. I think
wonder
I've heard
if it's
it.
from, no, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?
No.
Weren't they they were in the sea on their bed.
But that's not that song.
Oh, then I don't know.
You know what song I got the kids stuck on early, or was it yesterday?
I don't know.
Under the sea.
Oh, that was this morning.
Under the sea.
You're such a
Darling,
nut.
it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Even the sturgeon and the ray.
Okay. All right.
What do we got?
I'm not going to turn that on just yet.
So you've got your sponge.
Got the sponge. Now I need to add, what are you doing?
I'm putting it in the camera so they can see what you're doing.
There it is.
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, today's one of those days, guys.
All right.
It's like watching this train wreck happen slowly.
Now, some of you are going to laugh. Some of you that live in the South are going to absolutely laugh at us. It's 76 degrees in the house.
Yes, we're sweating.
I'm sweating. It's
it's
I think
hot.
70 something outside. It's supposed to be 80. We need the air conditioner on. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, we have one of those window shakers but you take them out during
In
the
the winter because it gets to negative 24 to below.
Right. And
Right.
so we haven't put it back in because 4 weeks ago there was 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, and it's heavy. So, yeah. All right, to this sponge,
Oh, close cam, Brad.
we need a tablespoon and 3/4. Okay, so less than 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Olive oil.
And then the same,
SpongeBob
no, we need a
SquarePants.
a teaspoon and 3/4 of salt.
Okay.
To that, we're going to add 1 cup of flour
1 cup.
and
In
give
you
it a
go.
good mix.
And you may need to add more, question mark?
Yes, you will need to add more.
It's all about consistency.
Right,
That I do know.
right. So we're just going to stir this up just
Los
to combine it.
garbanzos machos.
Now, the majority of the mixing will be done with the stand mixer because what it does is it kneads it, and it as the dough hook is spinning around, it's slapping that dough and stretching it. So it's slapping and stretching, which is making those gluten, making the gluten all happy. And
Slapping and stretching.
yes.
That's kind of what happens when I run.
Oh my gosh.
It's a horrifying sound. Something like, no, I'm not going to. What, baby?
I am not going to say a word.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right, well, what are
Okay.
you doing?
I'm trying to get the dough off my finger. All right, I'm going to go put this in the KitchenAid, and I'm going to keep it over there because it shakes the island really bad.
Did you put any yeast in there?
Yes, I did with the sponge, honey. Don't you remember?
But I got her. She's like, wait a minute, did I? Yeah.
Turkey.
All righty, so I'm not sure if I'm losing weight or boiling down.
Ha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you use the regular active yeast or fast rise
No,
yeast?
I use the dry active yeast.
Dry active.
Yeah.
There you go. So how long are you going to let that thing?
It's going to go for a few minutes because I need to add more flour to it. So it's going to spin, and it's going to soak up the flour that's in there and
The
slap it
juices.
around in the bowl. And
Stretching and slapping.
anyway, and so I'll show you what it looks like when it's done.
Okay, let me go to that's this. Close cam.
This is, okay, but I haven't gotten to that yet.
No?
No, because I haven't talked about that yet.
Okay, back to
We're
this
not
camera.
done yet.
Oh my gracious. It was 92 in St. Louis, Missouri.
I don't want to go there.
I don't like that
I don't want
idea.
to go there.
I don't like that
Now,
idea.
for this, I added that 1 cup. We're going to add almost another cup of flour excuse me, to this process. So it's the garbanzo beans.
Someone needs a timeout. I hope you're not talking about Christa, because
What?
she has done nothing wrong. Old Glory Farms is calling you out.
Of course
I think
she
she's
would.
calling me out.
Of course they
I think you're
would.
calling me out.
Yeah, I think they are.
All right. Okay.
And I'm just going to add the flour slowly so that it doesn't go in my face. And that way it just, you know, soaks up, it kneads in that flour. You can do this by hand. This way it's just way faster.
So now
It's fine. Don't
making
worry.
a funny sound.
It's fine. It
it's
does
going
that.
like, oh, oh, oh. I don't know, can you guys hear it? It's straining.
What you want it to do is you want it to pull away from the wall and stick to itself, not the walls.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm
I
sure.
was going to say that. Do we have the slapping and stretching yet?
It's working on it.
Okay.
That's why I had to turn it up.
Little bunny hoo, hoo, I don't want to see.
This is why I'm having a problem today.
She's thinking of all her childhood songs.
Whatever.
I was more into Mozart's Requiem at 6 years old. 90s in South Texas with high humidity, says Brenda. It is.
Meow or meow.
Oh my gosh. She turned around to face the oven, and suddenly I'm remembering the Thanksgiving cooking show.
What happened?
I don't remember, actually. A lot of things happen around here. Let's see.
I'll have to rewatch that to find out.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're almost there?
It's almost there.
Almost
See, I didn't
there.
add that whole cup. Actually, only added about a half a cup extra, so.
Hello, Larry Parrish. It'd be kind of cool if you lived in Parrish, Florida, since he's from Florida.
Oh yeah, good point.
I'm
But he
Larry
lives in
Parrish from
Hudson.
Parrish.
But he lives in Hudson.
I know. You should actually just pick up and move just so you have something cool to say like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm Larry Parrish from Parrish.
I lived in Paris. Parish.
We did live in Parrish.
Yeah. Okay. So this is done.
Okay, let's close cam.
Okay.
Now tell them
See
what
how
you
it's-
actually...
See how it's come together. It's still a tad sticky, but it's still nice and it's still stretchy. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just knead this just a second on the floured counter here. It's off. Okay.
My husband Bernard says hello. It's the first time watching you.
Hi, Bernard.
Hi, Karen and Bernard. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Whoops, I should go to the main camera. Intro. Not intro. Main camera. My finger slipped. Bernard and Karen.
And you say I'm having a bad day.
Oh, jeez.
You left the jazz music on for what, 20 minutes?
Thank you, Mike, throwing me under the bus.
Well,
It's better than having
better.
the music playing.
right. Okay, so I'm just kneading this in the ball, curling it under, and I will put this into an oiled bowl, just so that it doesn't stick. Just a little bit, you know, a teaspoon of oil, and
Hey, this is how we rock is here.
oh,
Hi,
hey guys. So I've got this in an
close
oiled
cam,
bowl.
close
No,
cam.
That's fine. An oiled bowl, and I'm going to cover this with some plastic.
And then you're going to allow that to rise.
This is going
for
to
how long?
rest for 2 hours or until doubled in size. If it's a warmer place, it probably will not take as long.
All right. I don't know if this is Barry from This Is How We Rock or his lovely wife, Alex. But what was the music you listened to when you were, say, 12 years old? Give me a couple band names. Everybody give me a couple band names. What did you like when you were 12 years old? That'll be fun to see. We've got, let's see, somebody here said when I was 10 years old, Kathy says she was into Def Leppard at 6. It's pretty early for rock and roll, I
Either
think.
that or, you know, she's a
10,
lot younger
12?
than we are.
Maybe.
I was 13,
12 years old?
13, 14 when I
was
started
into
watching
rock.
it. Not watching it, listening to it. All right, next step.
Yeah. What's next?
Okay, so this has been allowing, sorry.
This is phase 2.
This is phase 2. This has been rising for approximately 2 hours, and it's definitely doubled in size. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out on the floured counter, and I'm not going to knead it.
No way. Okay, first of all, some cool joke was listening to ABBA. Okay, that kind of makes sense, totally.
Okay.
The Osmonds, White Cross and Striper for Steve.
Steve who?
Ganink.
Oh, funny.
The Beatles, of course, the
Yeah.
Beatles.
Boingo,
ABBA.
boingo.
Boingo, boingo. The Bee Gees. When you were 12, what did you, Chubby Checkers, Tyler Woods.
Nice.
We'll be 60 next week. Okay.
let's check
Jay
the temperature,
Giles
yeah.
Band. Uh-oh. Freeze
goodness.
frame. How about the Cars? I was listening to like Boston and Van Halen and stuff like that. You were listening
Like
to...
Van Halen.
She doesn't like Van Halen.
No,
which
I
is
listen
sad.
to Def Leppard and Pink Floyd.
I like Pink Floyd. I like that. I like all that stuff.
And then whatever my parents played on the radio, honestly. My dad always listened to classical, and my mom always listened to Barbara Streisand.
She is so interesting.
Yeah.
I would say.
And then she started listening to Sandy Patty when we moved to Florida. Oh
Eric
my
says,
gosh.
Eric says, Petra, you gotta, dude, when we're together one day, ask me to tell you my
Yes.
Petra story.
Yeah.
We played with Petra one time.
Oh my gosh. That was too funny.
John Schlitt, oh my Lanta. He's
All
a
right.
funny dude.
So this is ready. I'm going to go ahead and cut this into 8 equal pieces, as much as equal as I can get. So I'm just going to kind of press this down into a rectangle.
Okay. Well, and this is how we rock. It's funny because Barry was in a lot of the bands that I listened to when I was 12 and 14.
Yeah.
He was in the Scorpions at one point. He was in Dokken at
Dokken.
one point. Dokken,
I went to
yeah.
high school with a girl who was in love with that band. That's all she listened to was Dokken.
Yeah. So it was really a super cool blessing having them both here, all of them. They're
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah.
But I don't get starstruck just because when you're in the industry, it's just like you meet cool people and you're like, hey buddy, it's cool.
Yeah.
But it was not a starstruck thing, but it was super cool just being like, you were in some of the bands that formed my musical ability. So anyway, sorry, I digress.
Yeah.
You've made your square.
It's a rectangle, not a square. Now I want to divide this into 8 equal pieces. So I just got my dough knife here, which it's not really a knife, it's just a piece of blade or a piece of steel. And that really wasn't that equal, but I can fix that. And then cut this way.
Inagata Davida Iron Butterfly. There you go.
All right, so this one is definitely different than this one, so I'm going to take from this one to make the right size. And then you just kind of roll it over into a small dough
Show 'em,
ball.
underneath the close.
How ugly that is?
Yeah, but now you're
But
tucking underneath,
I'm
right?
I'm tucking, yes. You just kind of curl and tuck, that's all.
Okay.
And then I have a greased cookie sheet over here, and I will put this on here to let it rest. After you roll these into a ball, you let this rest for 30 minutes.
Oh, Peggy from Old Glory. She
Yeah.
listened to Sean Cassidy.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh,
Excellent.
that's funny. Sarah says parents played a lot of country music mostly. There you go. Bob Seger was my imaginary boyfriend, says Jesus is Lord.
That's awesome.
Oh boy. Yeah. Julie Highstand says Van Halen. I did not like them, and they practiced around the corner and through the next block from where I grew up. Their music was so loud, everyone in the neighborhood could hear it. Yeah.
That's funny. Something else my mom would always listen to was Captain and Tennille.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah.
Who's the one that did Muskrat Love?
Oh, I don't know.
Muskrat Love.
I don't know. So I'm sure somebody can Google search that one and let you know.
That is one
All
of the
right.
worst. That's like, there's songs that become hits and you're like scratching your head as to why was this so popular? That song has always baffled me.
Yeah.
Muskrat Love.
Yeah. Okie doke. Now, I'm going to spray the top of this with oil so that way it doesn't stick to the plastic. And yes, I know stuff is bad for you.
It is?
Well,
That's just
it's
oil.
because it's
Chlorofluorocarbons?
yeah. But I don't use it very often. And so I'll cover this with plastic and let this rest for 30 minutes. Now, I already have one resting over here.
Yeah.
They're the mini pizzas.
There we go. Look at
Those
that.
look yummy.
And they're saying that that song, Muskrat Love, was Captain and Tennille. Oh,
Oh,
boy.
heavens.
Funny story. Okay, funny story. When I was younger, before I became a believer, before I committed my life to Christ, I was into like heavy music. Like everything from Iron Maiden to Ozzy and Dio and all the stuff that scared my mom to death, thinking I was all of a sudden going to just start worshiping the Dark Lord. And I never was, but I loved the way that the guitar playing was. Well, when I became a believer, I felt really convicted that, okay, some of this really dark stuff has got to go. But that's when I was dating Christa. Mm-hmm. And
oh, are you going to tell that story?
Tell it.
Oh, geez. He told this to Claire yesterday.
Because it's so funny, is that, like, there were Christian bands that were, like, alternatives. And Steve Ganink, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there were bands that were, quote, alternatives. And so you'd go to these Christian bookstores to buy your music, and they would say, okay, this band, if you like Ozzy, then you'd like this band. Or if you like this, you'd like this band. And so Christa goes, oh, well, you know, I got the perfect solution. There's this band called the Newsboys. And they have this record, and we got it, and I was like so excited because I was like, well, I can at least still listen to good music and without feeling like I'm doing something wrong against the Lord. Well, we get it home, and it is the most wussy rock that I have ever heard in my life. And it was the Newsboys' No Breakfast in Hell.
That was their first album, yeah.
It was so bad. And I remember just feeling like deflated. I was like, I have got to give this up. And there is no alternative. Love you, baby.
I love you,
It was
too.
still the right thing. It was still the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? We just made our own band.
There's that.
And rocked out.
All right. Now, so we've waited our 30 minutes with movie magic. Not really. I just make 3 batches.
Yep.
And I have, and I don't know if you want to show these up close.
We can, sure.
Okay.
Here we go.
So they look like dinner rolls, which you probably could do that. But I'm going to roll these out into discs, just like so.
Sarah, striper, but today skillet. I actually played with skillet a couple times.
Yeah. And you don't need them again. You're just going to roll them out very gently.
Hi, Tina.
And then let this rest for 5 minutes under a towel or a piece of plastic or whatever before putting it in your skillet. So I have a skillet over here that I've been heating up on low behind me.
You want to grab the thermometer thing to see if it's hot enough before you put it in there?
But this has to rest.
No, I know. I'm just the zapper
I would
deal.
imagine it's hot because I touched the handle.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hot.
Okay.
Even though it was on low for 45 minutes. So it was a slow heat. So I will roll out another one.
Mrs. T, I'm going to just remove that. Not because I think you just made a mistake, but I'm going to remove that comment because I know you probably meant striper.
Oh.
And and spell check might have got it wrong.
They changed it.
So we're not saying anything negative toward you. I loved striper. I loved striper. They were great.
Yeah. But it was spelled with a Y.
Yes. Yeah. Looks like the village people didn't make anyone's list. In the Navy. Oh my gracious.
Too funny.
Who would have ever thought, right? I mean, I never would have seen that one coming.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in here.
Okay, so what are you doing,
I'm not
Bree?
waiting 5 minutes. So I've got this well greased, and I'm going to throw this in here, let that simmer, or let that cook.
Greg
may I have a
says,
spatula?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Greg says his thing is Doritos and hummus.
Doritos and hummus.
Anyone remember Beautiful Day? I mean, the song by U2? If that's the song by U2, then that was a great song. But if it's a band, I don't know them.
Yeah, I don't either.
Kathy, oh man, I totally relate to that story. She liked rap. And you know what? That's one thing that they're just now starting to get good at.
Yeah, actually, I don't
KJ.
listen. No, that's not what I was going to say. But yeah, KJ52 is pretty good.
Yeah.
But this is funny. I have some distant relatives that have started a Christian rap band
Really?
group, yeah, called the Social Misfits.
Are they any good?
I don't know. I've never listened to them because I don't care for that kind of music. But, I think they won a Grammy. Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Really? And
Anyway.
I've never heard of them.
No, I've never heard of them either because we don't listen to that anymore. All right. So, here's a problem.
I did like KJ52, but I knew him.
Yes.
We worked with him a lot.
Yeah.
And he's just a super, super genuine guy.
Yeah.
And really, really, he kind of wore his emotions on his sleeve. So you never
I don't know
were
anything
wondering
about that.
where you stand with KJ.
Yeah.
And he had a rough childhood. And
slide
God
this way.
really saved the day.
All right. I am going to slide this griddle this way so that we can see how it's puffing up. Poofing. See, it's poofing.
There.
Here,
I'm going
to
Go
turn
ahead.
the
Here,
camera.
you can see the camera. There you go. Right on the money, baby. You got it.
There.
Right there.
So, as you can see, it's starting to poof up. And you're going to cook it on each side about 3 minutes.
Oh,
So-
it's poofing.
Yeah, it's poofing, but I'm going to turn it. I need more oil in the pan. It soaked up what I had. All right, so it's going to keep poofing up. See? Look, it's starting already. I'm going to roll a few more of these out.
There you go. Muskrat love. All right, here's another question. What was your first record that you bought with your own money, or cassette that you bought with your own money, or CD that you bought with your own money, or if you're really young, MP3 that you bought with your own money? Do you remember your first record? Because we would have been records.
Yeah, no, it
With your own
wasn't.
money.
It was a cassette. It wasn't a record. I didn't buy records. I didn't buy records.
What
I
was
bought
it?
cassettes. It was the Def Leppard Hysteria.
Hysteria record?
And then the Pink Floyd The Wall.
The Division Bell?
No.
Or was it We Don't Need No Education?
I don't remember.
That would have been The Wall. Mine was Journey Escape.
Oh.
I saved up all my money and I went and got that super cool album cover. Journey Escape was thebomb.com. Nebo Allen says Billy Squire. Billy Squire is one of those artists who's so underrated. He's such a talented dude, and I think he should have been a lot bigger than he ended up. New Kids on the Block.
Oh my.
Oh. Elvis, Janis Joplin, Pearl, We Will Rock You, Queen. There you go. That looks so good. Here, let's go back to the close cam.
Yeah, this one's not, and it's going to happen that way. The longer they rest, the more they'll puff up. So that's why I was trying to make up a few more.
Simon and Garfunkel. Cars.
So that they will puff up more.
Tina, she was a cassette girl. It was Billy Ray Cyrus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Puppy Love. Something by the Beatles. It was a 45. How can you not remember what it was? The Beatles.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, the Beatles. Run DMC. King of Rock.
Put a little more oil in there.
Oh, yeah, that looks good, Mama. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Absolutely. You know what's kind of cool, guys, is we're all over the map with styles and I think it's neat because it's kind of a diverse group of people. ELO. I love ELO. You know, around here in Wisconsin too, it's really strange because the record stations, the radio stations, they still play a lot of that old stuff. I mean, everything you're mentioning here, they play it.
Yeah.
Sharon says, I'm 73 now, and I love Queen now.
Nice.
There you go. There we go. Let's see.
Come on, poof. Poof, will you?
It is poofing. It's
yeah,
poofing.
it's poofing a little bit.
It's poofing.
And you could do this in the oven too. That's how I've always made them. But Brad's like, no, you have to do them in a skillet.
Skillet's the only way to go.
Come on.
There it goes.
Poof.
Look at it. Poofing. It's poofing. It's a poofing.
See, the longer they sit,
The
more they'll
poofier they
poof.
get.
Yep.
Oh, Ollie, Rush 2112. Great record. Larry said he watched the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. All right. Poof, you're a pita.
It's a magic trick. Poof, you're a pita.
Poof. Pew.
Ow. That's hot.
Oh, Barbara, something is the name of the song. Oh, something in the way she moves.
Oh, yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. Yeah. REO Speedwagon. I had a buddy of mine when I was probably 12. His name was Deke. And he was a unique guy. He was older than me, like 2 years older, and he loved REO Speedwagon. But he was a strange kid because he would dress like Doctor Who. And back then, nobody knew who Doctor Who was.
Yeah.
Like, he was into it. Like, he would do the trench coat, and he had his briefcase, and he had the hat.
Nice.
And we would run around, and I didn't care that, it didn't clue me in that people were teasing him. I was just his friend.
Right.
And I didn't realize it. But
It's
yeah,
too funny.
I think he became a youth pastor.
Deke?
I think so.
One of your buddies became, no, it was Eric. He became an opera singer. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's
That was funny.
everywhere. Was it Eric Miller?
Eric Keller.
Keller, that's right.
Yeah.
Everywhere. He's an opera singer.
Yeah, we
overseas
hung out.
and
Yep. When we played soccer together, and we lived nearby, and we did a bunch of stuff. And then, my band took off, and our lives kind of came apart. And
yeah.
25 years later, I found out that he's like a famous opera singer.
It's kind of cool, actually.
That's good for him.
All right. Now, you're going to puff. Trust me.
You're going to poof.
You're going to do it.
If you talk to him, it helps.
You need to poof. You've been sitting longer. I bet the last one is the only one that's going to poof right.
Her first record that she bought with her own money was Beethoven's Ninth.
Nice.
That is a solid piece of work
Yeah.
right there.
The kids have really enjoyed listening to the classical music.
Rush, yeah. It was funny because like when I was a kid, I had as many classical records and CDs as I did rock CDs.
Yeah.
Because I was always trying to pick it apart. Like,
Figure out what was how
well,
they
yeah, but shoot, I'm getting all Twitter pated. No, Barry from This Is How We Rock. He was in a band. One of the guys' his name was Yngwie Malmsteen, and he played bass for him. And Yngwie is known for like lightning speed, and like nobody played
Don't
like
tell the whole
Yngwie.
story.
I'm not going to tell.
Okay,
anyone.
good.
I'm not going to tell the story.
Okay.
You can go back and watch the video. But nobody at the time could play like him, and it was all like the most insane classical music runs and arpeggios and jumps, and that's what he was doing on guitar. So, are we poofing?
Yeah, ish.
You got a poof there. The other side was poofy.
Yeah, but it's supposed to poof up like this thick.
Louise says that she plays the cello. That's cool.
Oh, I love the cello. I wish I could play music. I play the radio.
I tell you what, if I could find one, I would love to have a jukebox.
Yeah.
Put just like my selections in it,
Just yours? You can't.
My selections.
Nobody else can have any music on there
Well,
at
you
all?
can have like 10%. 10% of the picks.
Jeez.
We would do
Dean
whatever.
Martin was Louise's cousin.
No
Cool.
way.
What was the
You
first concert you went to?
Do you remember the first concert you went to? Now, are we talking band concerts like high school? Because I was in band forever.
No, probably rock concert.
Rock concert?
Yeah. You're going to laugh at mine.
Whose was yours?
Dino.
Oh my gosh. The piano player.
Yes. Yep. that
Then
was
my
the
first
I
concert
went
would
to.
have been...
But I didn't choose to go to that.
I know what my first concert would have been. Petra at Disney World.
Night of Joy?
Yep, they do. I don't know if they still do.
I doubt it.
They used to do a Christian evening where they'd bring in all these different Christian artists, and it was Petra.
Funny. This is not poofing.
Who was your first concert, people of the world?
Yeah. Glenn Campbell.
Glenn
Remember
Campbell.
him? Simon and Garfunkel. Yeah. That's okay. They're not rock, but that's okay.
Motley Crue and Lita Ford.
Oh my gosh.
There's a combo.
Yeah, no kidding.
Miami Sound Machine.
I remember
Did they
that
do
band.
The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You?
Yes.
The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You. Rhythm
Oh
is
my
gonna
gosh.
get you.
When I was a kid, okay, I come from a Puerto Rican family. My mom is half Puerto Rican, and so the rest of her family is,
They jam.
oh my gosh, very Puerto Rican. And we always listen to that kind of stuff. Miami Sound Machine and
Who was that woman?
I don't remember.
Ah, shoot. Dakota's never been to a concert. That's interesting. You know what? This is true. I'll come back. Santana. That's a good one. There we go. Alice Cooper, Tina Turner. Mortal. I remember them.
Yeah.
Steve, did you know that, what was it? Jerome and Gyro were Mortal. That's who they were. It was two guys.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And it's Jerome. It's either Jerome. I think it's Jerome, maybe. He plays in Switchfoot.
Yeah,
When Mortal kind of was done, Switchfoot hired him way back then, and he's been in the band ever since. Let's see. Pete Seeger. Never went to a concert. Thanks, Barry. You're
well,
welcome.
then my first
Genesis.
that
would have been a concert to
rock
go to.
concert, or Christian rock concert. Was it Striper or was it Whiteheart that we went to?
White Heart.
I think it was Whiteheart.
Because that was in Carpenter's home church in Lakeland.
Yes. I've also seen
Good
Michael W.
band.
Smith in concert.
Good band. You know, two of the guys, actually three of the guys that were in White Heart actually have been on retainer and play for Garth Brooks for 20 years.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He gives them $100,000 a year, even if they don't play.
I'll stay on retainer.
He makes a couple bucks.
I'll make him all the bread he wants.
There you go. Billy Ray Cyrus, Charlie Price. Oh, Charlie Price. That's an interesting one.
These are not poofing like they're supposed to.
Well, maybe we got to leave.
Let's see.
Yeah. Steve. Yeah, true. The Rippingtons. I don't know if I've ever
See,
even
it
heard of
didn't-
them.
It didn't poof up the way it's supposed to. Because it's supposed to split in
You
the
should
middle.
get that one. This looks good, though.
I'm going to taste it.
I'm going to taste it. Fog hat. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
Good with this, too.
Wow. It is nice and fluffy.
Ouch. That one's
The
still
brown
hot.
spots are a little bit crushed.
See here.
Oh, yeah.
Got a pocket there.
Hot pocket.
See, this is why we needed wheat flour.
No.
Yep.
Peter, Paul, and
Yum.
Mary. Wow. Barbara said my favorite concert was the Stones Steel Wheels tour. I remember when that came out, and I made a little joke about them.
Who?
The Stones. Even though they're a great band, but it's just one of those, Brad makes funny jokes.
Yeah.
Well, I kept telling everybody it was the Steel Wheelchairs tour.
Oh, funny.
Because I was like, is this this is our last tour? They just kept doing it. Our last tour. Kenny G, Karen, I'm sorry about that. They poof better in the oven, says Laura.
See? Told you. I'm not turning the oven on right now, though.
No?
It's already so hot in this house.
It is
Yeah.
hot.
If we get the air conditioner in, then I'll turn the oven on and cook the rest. But
Penny G. Rush, All the World's a Stage. That would have been a great concert to go to. That would have been a great concert. Well, I don't know, Mama. What do you want to do?
don't do these things.
Today's what you call a fail. I have probably aided in your distraction. But you've got to probably own a little bit of this. A little bit. Metallica.
Don't get me wrong; these taste delicious.
They are great.
They just didn't poof like they're supposed to, like they do in the oven.
No way, Greg. First concert was Metallica in 1986. That would have been like That would have been one of the.
You were 14.
Well, no, if it was if he's from Buffalo, it says wait a minute. Oh, was he from? He's from New Haven Coliseum. That would have been one of the turning point concerts for their band. Yeah,
These taste really good.
they're delicious.
So does the hummus.
Well, folks, you win some, you lose some. At least I hope it was fun.
Entertaining to watch.
I mean, I like to talk to
Normally,
music all the time.
you know, I cook pretty good, right?
That's funny. Yes, you do usually. Well, we can always
I'm gonna
give
cook
it
the
to the
rest on
children.
On the stove, see how that goes.
Yeah, it does taste great.
It does. The taste is
great.
really good. Oh, the kids will devour these.
We can say that it was the humidity and the heat.
Okay, we can do that.
That's what made the hummus go bad.
I don't think that's the case.
The hummus went south because of
No.
the humidity and the heat.
No.
Tell us, Tyler Woods, humidity and heat are everything. He lives in
They don't-
Texas.
Is there humidity in Texas? I thought it was dry.
I think they live on the coast.
Oh, then there would be. But I thought it was dry in Texas like it is in Arizona. Someone's calling me.
On your phone. Who is it?
I don't know. I'm not answering it.
Okay.
I think it's a doctor's office.
Well, then, you guys, thank you guys so much for coming around and hanging out. Even though this was kind of...
Hope it was entertaining.
Do you want to tell them about the cookbook?
Yes. We are almost finished with the brand new cookbook.
Yes.
So these recipes will not be in the new cookbook.
Not these ones.
No, not at all. However, we are... I ruined dinner last night. You know, it happens every once in a while.
It does.
Yeah. I'm not, is it Emerald Lagasse? Not in any way. Not even close.
I resemble him in physical stature. Bam!
Except your hair is more gray
Bam!
than his.
Who's ever seen Emerald in the last
Oh, wait,
20
no,
years?
he doesn't have hair. Does he? It doesn't matter.
He had curly black hair.
What the? It sounded like a window.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Or a
did it go?
child falling. So, we're going to say goodbye now. I'm
Yeah.
not hearing a scream, which that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. Yep.
So,
Have
Brad.
have a good afternoon.
Enjoy your hummus. Yay.
Goodness.